እንኳን አደረሳችሁ. Happy New Year. I know what you are going to say. What? It's September 2024. What's wrong with you? Well, it's Ethiopian New Year. It's 2017. Happy New Year. Therefore, today's video is about New Year. Ancient Egyptians celebrated their New Year like current-day Ethiopians on September 11, which they call Wefete Renefete, which literally means bird Rekam absolution or bird Rekam justice, on the first day of the month Tot, which in ancient Egyptian language was known as the Hawateye, which literally means pour out or again Hawa lady. Ancient Egyptian had 3 seasons known as Akahata, Ferete, and Shamu. A flood season, a growing season, and a low water or delicate season. The ancient Egyptian second month in the growing season was known as Mekher, which sounds similar to the name of Ethiopian rainy season or growing season, Meher. Also, 2 of ancient Egyptian months name Hawete Hawere and Rahawere include the word wer in their names, which means month in Amharic. In ancient Israel, the Hebrew months were arranged following the New Year celebrations conducted in ancient Israel. Rosh Hashanah is celebrated in September or October, while Passover is celebrated in March or April of the Gregorian calendar. Since Rosh Hashanah is a New Year celebration, the month in which it is celebrated, Tishri, is put first in the Hebrew civil calendar, while in the biblical calendar it is put as the 7th month. The month Tishri is put first in the calendar because Rosh Hashanah celebration falls in the month of September, which is the same month in which the Ethiopian New Year is celebrated. Rosh Hashanah in Amharic literally gives a meaning of Prince Hapikam or Head Hapikam, or forgotten first reigned or forgotten first thousand come. The ancient Gezer inscription found in Israel talks about how many months are needed to plant, grow, and harvest seeds. In the inscription, each sentence begins with the word Yeraha, which give 2 different meanings in Amharic, a shortened way of saying of months and of Reha. This indicates that a month in ancient Israel was known as Wer, which is also the same in Amharic. In the Hebrew Bible, the word Wer is written together with each of the months' names in the books of Genesis, Chronicle, and Samuel. The biblical calendar is based on the solar and lunar cycles, while 4 seasons are mentioned, which are seed time, harvesting time, cold time, and heat time. Ethiopia follows the so-called Julian calendar, which is 7 years and 8 months behind the Gregorian calendar. The Ethiopian calendar is based on a solar calendar and consists of 12 months, each consisting 30 days, and a 13 months of 5 or 6 days. Ethiopia has 4 seasons: Kramt, the rainy season, or which is also known as Meher; then Tzadai, which is a spring season; Belk, a small rainy season; and Bega, a dry season. The Ethiopian New Year Nkutatash literally means gift of jewel. It is said that when Queen Sheba returned back to her country, her treasury was filled with jewels or Nku by King Solomon. When the word Nkutatash is written without vowel, it says Aneketeteshe, which literally means awaken please 1,000, or seedling envious, or seedling successful. This resulting meaning indicates that after the end of the rainy season, which made moving around and crossing overflowing rivers difficult, would now be possible to move and travel, so everyone should wake up. Therefore, Enqoጣጣሽ may also refer to the countryside, as this time of the year coincides with the end of the rainy season, when the landscape will be covered by a yellow flower called Adei Ababa. Curiously, a scorpion and a seven-leaved flower is found inscribed on the yellowish palette of the pre-dynastic Egyptian rulers named as Scorpio the First and Scorpio the Second, which looks similar to the Ethiopian eight-leaved yellow flower commonly known as Adei Ababa, which grows and stays for a few weeks every year following the end of the Ethiopian rainy season and vanishes until next year's rainy season. Is it coincidence? In Amharic, a scorpion is Gint, while the yellow flower is Adei Ababa, which together says Gannete Adeye Abebe, which literally gives a meaning of Eden Mother Flower or Eden Mother Blossom, or wisdom from Mother Blossom. Now let's compare the names of the biblical months to the names of Israeli and Ethiopian months. The first biblical month is Hawer, which means first month. In Amharic or in Ethiopia, it is known as Meskerem. In Hebrew, it is Tishri. The second biblical month is Wedewer, which means beloved or toward month. In Amharic, it is Tqemt. In Hebrew, it is Sheh Shavan. The third month is Bedewer. Bedewer has three meanings. The first one is stranger months, or empty months, or copulation months. The third meaning of the word is a little embarrassing, but Beda can mean also copulation. In Amharic, it is Hidar. Hidar means Hadere. It means first waded off, or helped, or overnight. In Hebrew, it is Kislev. The fourth biblical month is Safewere, which means eager or wide month. In Amharic or in the Ethiopian month is Tahasas. In Hebrew, it is Tevet. Then comes Tenawer. In Amharic, it is Tir. In Hebrew, it is Shivat. Then comes Gerawer. In Amharic, it is Yakatit. In Hebrew, it is Adar. Then Mewer. In Amharic, it is Megabit. In Hebrew, it is Nisan. Then comes Abewer. In Amharic, it is Miazia. In Hebrew, it is Iyar. Then comes Tsahawer. In Amharic, it is Gimbot. In Hebrew, it is Sivan. Then comes Sanewer. In Amharic, it is Sani. In Hebrew, it is Tammuz. Then comes Hamewer. In Amharic, it is Hamle. In Hebrew, it is Av. Then the last one is Nahawer. In Amharic, it is Nahase. In Hebrew, it is Elul. In Ethiopia, there is a certain month known as Pagume, but I couldn't find a word which relates to this month, so I couldn't say whether it is also in the Bible. So I don't have any equivalent for the biblical months and in Hebrew. Therefore, both the Israeli and Ethiopian calendar follow the biblical calendar, but names of the current Hebrew months are different from the names of the biblical months, while 4 names of the Ethiopian months are similar to the names of the biblical months, and the other 8 remaining names more or less give a similar meaning as the biblical one. So what do you think? Please comment, subscribe, and share, and Happy New Year!